Hello, I'm Shotaro Asano. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. This channel is a talk room where I share real, unfiltered conversations about career and learnings through a conversation with guests I really want to talk to. So today's guest is Tom. Tom is my classmate at Shizenkan. And Tom, thank you for joining.
And thank you for inviting me, Show. It's really nice to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure is all mine. And actually, Tom was suggested by Ahmed, our first guest. His recommendation was you, and we're excited to have you here and hear about your career and what you're thinking right now. So, but to start with, I used to I studied a little bit of Spanish. You're from Mexico, and your I think mother tongue is Spanish.
Spanish. Yeah.
And when I was little, when I went to middle school, that's when I relocated to Kenya, Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and there I first had to learn English as a second language.
Mm-hmm.
But that school was American school and had what's called a second language class,
Okay.
and I had to choose between French and Spanish. And
Uh-huh.
Spanish was actually my third language, but I had to study Spanish and English at the same time, and it was so confusing. But
Sure.
but back then, the teacher somehow was saying "siéntate" so many
Uh-huh.
times to the class, which means probably "please sit down." I
So
think
what then?
"Siéntate por
Yeah.
favor." Yeah,
See.
and also I remember saying "no entiendo,"
Okay.
which means I don't
Yeah,
understand.
I
I
don't
think.
understand. Yeah.
Yeah, no entiendo. Repite por favor. Is that repeat?
Uh-huh.
Please repeat
Repeat,
yourself.
please.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What about puedo ir al baño? May
Puede
I
ir
go to
al
the
baño.
bathroom?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think that's like the second phrase I learned. I think in Spanish. Yeah,
It's the basic package for learning a
this
new
package.
language.
Yep, yep. Yeah. So yesterday I did the recording with June, and
Mm-hmm.
she I think also can speak some Spanish.
Okay, I didn't know.
So yeah, it seems like Shizenkan English course has a lot of Spanish speakers, not including myself, but you guys.
Yeah, also Cole speaks some Spanish
Oh, really?
re-
Okay.
really fluently,
Mm,
but we haven't talked much, but he quite understands.
I see. Wow, we should do a Spanish night at some point.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Español. Uh,
Noche
what?
española.
Noche español. Okay,
Hmm.
maybe not. So, would you please tell me about your brief background? Just brief is fine. Your background and what you did in your home country.
Hmm. Okay, I come from the aviation industry. I spent the last 10 years, a little bit more, after graduating from college in that industry. I was working as a design engineer that it was more related to mechanical simulation of the components.
Hmm.
So we were determining how much any component will last during the flights of the airplanes and how often do you need to make maintenance and change any other component.
Hmm.
And I was working on that until June this year, last
Hmm.
June,
Hmm.
when I start planning my trip to coming here to study at Shizenkan, and well, that's mostly my background.
Okay. Well, thank you. So I did some homework looking at your student profile as usual, and you're from Salamanca, Guanajuato,
Guanajuato,
Guanajuato
yeah,
State.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what kind of like place is that within Mexico? Is it 1 hour? Not 1 hour, but
Okay.
like 2 hour, 3 hour drive from Mexico
It's
City. Or?
Yeah, it's 3 hours drive from Mexico City, a little bit to the north.
Mm,
Mexico City is still in kind of the forest region of the country, but
mm,
Guanajuato is the start of the desert, so it
mm,
changed dramatically the weather. Salamanca is a really small town. It is named actually from a Spanish city. Back in the colony times, the
mm.
Virrey of Mexico, of New Spain, was from that city in Spain. So he took that name for the city. It's quite a small city. When I was
Mm.
living there, we were probably around 250,000 and people
50,000
living
people.
there.
Okay. Mm,
It's not that much. Well, it's a small city.
I see. And you did aviation engineering work in Mexico City or in Salamanca?
No, in Querétaro City, that it's
Okay.
middle way from Guanajuato to Mexico
Mm-hmm.
City. I was working there for about 10 years.
I see. I see. Were you working for national flag airplane company
No,
or no?
no, for GE, General
GE.
Electric.
Ah, okay. GE. I see.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine who works at JAL, JAL, Japanese airline,
Hmm.
and he's a maintenance guy. And he once talked to me
Okay.
about what you were
Yeah.
working on, simulating all the
Hmm.
engine movement and air dynamics, things like that, and calculate what the timing of maintenance and things like that to
Hmm.
bring the cost of overall performance of like the maintenance cost, very
Hmm.
optimizing the cost and
Yeah.
things like
Yeah.
that. I think that's what you were doing about back then.
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite similar. Um, the more you have to give maintenance to the engines, the
Mm,
most it costs to have them.
mm,
And currently, aviation has most of its revenue from some kind of insurance to the airplane companies. So,
mm.
for example, Japan Airlines have their planes, and the manufacturer have to give the maintenance to those
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
engines.
I see.
Um, but the manufacturer charge annually a fee to the Japan Airlines, and they
Mm,
will do all the maintenance that is required.
mm.
So in decreasing the number of times engine has to visit the workshop, it means you will increase the revenue.
I see. So I didn't have this image of you working at the aviation industry, but you were
Mhm.
working there as like software engineer or a mechanical engineer, both
Mechanical engineer.
mechanical.
No, it
Okay.
was mechanical engineer. We were
Mm,
working on simulation, but we code just a little bit. It was not a big part of my job.
mm,
The main part was actually interpreting the results, giving sense to them, and proposing changes that will enhance the system.
mm. I see. So your background is since you're were a mechanical engineer, your background was more of
Mhm.
engineering and physics and mathematics. Those
Yeah,
STEM education.
yes, yes,
Oh,
that's right.
wow. What was your favorite class back then when you were a student?
Back in college, well, from elementary school, I always enjoyed mathematics. It was
Mathematics.
uh,
Okay.
yeah, it was easy for me. I was able to understood everything. It was kind of playing a game.
Mm.
And that's mainly because most of my family are engineers. My
Ah, okay.
father and from both sides of my family, my uncles
Mm.
are either engineers or related to that kind of job. So
Mm.
I grew up in that kind of environment where we used to make jokes using mathematics. So it
Mm.
was easy for me to follow that line.
I see. I see.
And probably back in college, my favorite classes were uh, fluid mechanics or
Fluid
thermodynamics.
mechanics. Wow, sounds
Yes, yes.
difficult.
It
So,
was
recalling my student days, I liked geometry.
okay.
Very intuitive. I could draw. But when I went to calculus, I got completely lost.
Okay.
Algebra was okay. Yeah, and for science, physics was always tough. So yeah.
Um,
Wow,
Physics
amazing.
was quite enjoyable. I
Gotcha. Hmm.
mean, hard still, but fun to learn about it.
Oh, so can you understand like quantum computing and like quantum physics, the kind of like concept also?
Uh, I understand what quantum physics is,
Oh, you do.
the very
Wow.
broad image of it.
Hmm.
I was thinking that quantum computers will be related to it, but
Hmm.
when we went to the IBM
Hmm.
plant, I understood
Yeah.
that it's nothing related at all.
Hmm.
In quantum computing, uh, uh, once again, I understand the full picture of it, but I cannot go in detail with that kind of topics.
Yeah. Well, quantum computing is for me it's a science fiction world almost.
It is. It
Yeah,
sounds
I
yeah.
still don't
In
get
science
the concept
fiction,
of yeah. Hmm.
I'm sorry. In science fiction, there is a rule that when someone asks about how something works,
Hmm.
there is only going to be one question answered. So if
Hmm.
you are in a spaceship and you ask how do you get the energy to make this travel, they will say something like, we are making phosphorus reaction through hydrogen atoms.
Hmm.
And that will be the full answer. No one will dig in more because they fully understand that. And
Yeah.
when we went to the quantum computing, it was the same feeling.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I missed that trip. I should have been there. Okay. Well, thank you. Great. So I'd like to ask you a lot of questions again, obviously, but maybe starting with the motivation of why you came to Shizenkan and how did you find out about Shizenkan in the first place, and you know what is the story for the enrollment
Okay.
applying to Shizenkan?
Um, it was a little it's a little long story, but I was looking for a master in administration from quite a while. I was
Hmm.
already trying to quit the corporate job and that kind of lifestyles. I was
Hmm.
not enjoying it, and I was not feeling great at my
Hmm.
previous work.
Hmm.
And all the master programs that I was founding at back home, they were at Shizenkan, a partial education only on the weekends. But with my current job, I was not able to study on the weekends. It was quite demanding, and I have to many times work Saturdays or Sundays.
Hmm.
So it
Okay.
was not an
Yeah.
option. And the other option
Hmm.
was to quit and find another job.
Hmm.
And that was when I found a program of JICA, the Japan International
Hmm.
Cooperation Agency,
Yes.
to
Yes.
develop and enhance the innovation ecosystems back in Mexico.
Hmm.
And part of that program was to come to Japan to uh, study a master degree. That was the reason why it was matching with what I was looking for.
Hmm.
They asked me to propose a project to develop once I go back to Mexico, and they have four different options to apply for universities over here over Japan. I don't remember all of them. One of it was in Kyushu, another one was also here in Tokyo,
Hmm.
and the other one I guess it was in Niigata.
Yeah. Okay.
But I didn't apply actually to Shisenkan. I applied to another one because the admission process was easier at the other university.
Hmm.
But the JICA staff recommended me to apply to Shisenkan because my project was more aligned to the
Mm,
philosophy and structure of this
I see.
university. So I followed their advice, and well, here I am now.
Wow, nice. So I read your reflection paper, which is shared among students, and I found your writing great. I really enjoyed your writing, and in in your writing, you were saying that for many years, only purpose of your life was to finish a career, well, to get
Hmm.
a dream job, which is the engineering job at GE, and you accomplished that.
Hmm.
And after you became, the engineer as a dream job, then you suddenly lost like next hope or next
Yeah,
aspiration. And is that why? Is that connected to your story that you told me right now?
yeah, yes. I still mentioned at the start of the story. I was not feeling in place in that kind of job.
Hmm.
And reflecting a little bit about it, it was a goal that I always had, but I'm not sure how much it was my goal over the expected goal that I should achieve.
Hmm.
Um, and
Expectation from your
once,
family, or maybe?
yeah, family,
Hmm.
society, I think
Hmm.
was a little bit
Hmm.
of everything that I allowed to interiorize and keep as
Yeah.
mine.
Hmm.
And once I got it, I was not finding, um, I was not finding that it was matching with me.
Hmm.
So I started looking for something else. And back in college, I had a lot of wild dreams about doing something for environment, but I
Hmm.
probably never took them too serious. And when I was offered the position at aviation, I was, um, mm, how can I say that? I was impressed by the size of the company, the salary, by
Hmm.
everything that
Yeah.
was being offered by
Hmm.
that job. And I just forgot about everything else.
Hmm. Yeah, it's GE is the global super huge company, and I think you were back then proud of yourself, but at the same time you maybe thought, well, this is not the place to work for the rest of your life. And yeah,
Hmm.
I can sort of imagine that. Looking and I noticed that you went to Hiroshima University at some point. Is it right before
Yes,
Shizenkan or?
not right before. It was in 2019, right before COVID.
Okay, okay.
Um, I was at that point still looking for something else than my current job.
Hmm.
And I studied startup creation and innovation of ecosystems at Hiroshima University. I lived over there for about 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
And my plan was to go back home to Mexico and develop some projects related to that back in the company in GE.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID came up and things didn't went as I was planning. And but now I'm trying to recover from that point that I left regarding innovation.
I see. So Tokyo is the second place in Japan that you lived.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
I'm
Quite
curious
different.
to, yeah, I'm curious to know the difference you observed between Hiroshima and Tokyo, that where you live right now. Yeah, I think
Um,
it's different.
the
Of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
quite different. I
Mm,
was actually not living in Hiroshima City, but in
mm,
Saijo. The
mm.
university is in that
Yes, yeah.
city, and it is a way smaller place, more similar to my hometown.
Mm, mm,
Um, and it was quite enjoyable. I have to ride the bike every morning to get to the university,
mm.
going through a couple of rice fields and crossing
Rice field.
rivers.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was a
yeah.
lot of nature all around. I was living in the mountains, so I have to go downhill to get to the university. But the university was in another mountain, so I
Mm,
have to go uphill once again.
good exercise.
Tokyo, it's a really big city. I'm still surprised about it.
Yeah, me too.
I can't see
Me too.
where the city ends. It doesn't matter how much you travel and how much time you spend on the train. There's still city everywhere you go. Um, I'm still a little bit scared of getting a bike and going around. People on bikes are a little bit more uh, audacious over the city,
Hmm.
and but I think it's not that bad. I was living in Mexico City just right before coming here, and even though Tokyo is way bigger,
Hmm.
the lifestyle is a little bit similar.
Hmm. Okay, thank you. Now, I I've only been to Mexico City once. On my
Hmm.
business trip. That was like just 3 days. So I almost know nothing about Mexico City and Mexico. So could you maybe tell me the similarity and also the difference of Mexico and Japan, or Mexico City
Okay.
and Tokyo, maybe?
Um,
How you compare it is, yeah, I'm very curious.
for starters,
Mm.
I think similarities it's in in the price of renting apartments and houses. I feel it's around the same price. The place
Oh,
that
okay.
I'm living at has basically the same price that it will have back in Mexico City,
Mm-hmm.
but transportation it's way expensive than
Mm.
in Mexico.
Okay.
The metro system,
Mm-hmm.
it costs 1 yen. Doesn't matter how far you go
In Mexico City.
in Mexico City.
Oh, okay.
And but it is more efficient over here. It is way cleaner. Um, I have been lucky enough to find the metro not so crowded,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not going out in rushing hour, so probably
Mm.
doesn't count.
And I think
And
you're
it
much taller,
has,
so I think in even
yeah,
in the really crowded train, your your head is above everyone else, and
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
easier.
it is.
I, I suppose.
Yes, I just have to be careful with the hangers, with
Yeah,
the,
yeah. Do
yeah,
not hit your
it's,
head. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I have hit my head a couple times
Okay.
with them. Um, I think also another similarity is that the city is quite awake. It doesn't matter how far in the night it is. So probably it's 3 a.m. in the morning and people will still be on the streets going
Hmm.
someplace. Or I think that's another one.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
I actually have compared Mexico City better to Osaka. I think
Osaka.
they are
Okay.
more similar,
Interesting. Hmm.
yeah, than Tokyo. But I think they are quite similar regarding big cities.
In terms of atmosphere, or what makes you think that
Yeah,
Osaka is here?
in that atmosphere, I feel people in Osaka are more festive.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
they
Yeah.
are more loud. They are
Yeah.
louder,
Agree. Yeah.
and I think that's more. It's closer to what
Hmm.
Mexico feels like.
I understand. Okay. Nice. And the difference, I'm sure there are a lot of difference between Mexico City and Tokyo. But
Probably the pace and also the size of the city. Um, you see way more bikes over here, probably.
bikes, you mean motorcycle
No,
or
uh,
bicycle?
bicycles.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay. Ah, Oh, you don't
And
have those much in Mexico City?
only at certain locations there's a
Mm,
big bike um, culture, but it's not properly spread over the city.
I see. I see.
Um, and something else, probably it's just that I'm new to Tokyo, but it doesn't matter where you go in Tokyo, everything looks the same kind of tall buildings, the
Mm,
metro looks the same, it doesn't matter where you are. And I think Mexico City has that particularity that every
mm,
neighborhood or every part of the city has something peculiar that makes it
mm,
different from the rest of the city.
mm, mm, mm. Let me go back to my questions. So it's been 3 months, 4 months since we started, Shizenkan started.
Yeah.
And so far, how do you feel about your learnings at Shizenkan or overall impression about Shizenkan and classmates?
Regarding the subjects, I'm quite interested in everything that we are seeing. There are some of them that are more related to what I'm looking for in terms that it's easy to see how to apply them to the project that I want to develop,
Mm,
as it was what a company is for. And now that we are seeing systems and even dialogue, it has a lot of potential to be easily translated to the project.
mm, mm,
And the ones that are not so similar will be probably capitalism and
mm,
a little bit of side tech. They are not directly applied to it, but the thinking behind it, I feel it's helping me a lot to understand how the, the economic system works, how
mm,
the companies come to be. And well, number six, direct translation. Still, I think uh, I'm not using it yet. I'm at a really early stage of the project to be thinking in numbers.
mm,
But how the program is structured has been quite surprising. When I was looking at all the subjects, it was amazing how much they were matching with the vision that I had back home. And I was able to understand why the JICA staff recommended me to apply
mm,
to
mm,
Shizenkan and instead of the other universities. In that regard, I am quite satisfied with what we have been seeing at the classes.
mm,
The way that we have the class in the discussion pattern, where we have to do some pre-work to be able to engage in the discussion, it's quite new for me. It's not what I have been used to like in high school and in college. Still, it's enjoyable. I'm finding a little bit harder to engage in conversation in so many of the classes, especially capitalism and company,
mm.
as I feel I'm quite new to all the topics that we are seeing in those
Yeah,
subjects.
yeah.
But I can see that many of the classmates are catching really quick on the topics. And it's really enjoyable to listen to the discussion and the different viewpoints that they may have from their background in that regard. So even if I haven't engaged that much in conversation, I enjoy listening to everyone's viewpoint on these
Mm.
topics.
What is your like weekday look like when there's no class in Shizenkan? Do you have like any uh, like project that you have right now, or do you have like part-time job in Japan, or beside studying?
Um, Currently, I'm not working in
Mhm.
something else. I will start an internship next January,
Internship.
but for the yeah
Okay.
internship yet to be defined, and it's part of the program.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so well, we are looking for a company that I will be able to be working at that is related to what I want to do
Hmm.
and to be able to incorporate that knowledge into the project.
I see.
But for now, the first month was only getting used to living in Japan, um, getting the apartment that I'm renting informed to be uh, accustomed for living here. With the time I have been getting involved in different activities, I was expecting to find some volunteering activities with Japanese organizations.
Hmm.
I applied to a few of them, but they weren't looking for volunteers at the moment.
Hmm.
And by chance, I started meeting people that were organizing events that are Mexicans. So the last event that happened at Shizenkan during the sports day, I think,
Yes. Yes.
was
Yes.
one of
Yeah.
those.
Hmm.
And the events for Day of the Dead that happened at the embassy. And
Hmm.
we're having another one on December at JICA. So I
Hmm.
have been involving myself in that kind of activities. In parallel, I have to work on my program, on my project. So what we're applying at the school, I'm translating it to my project. So I mentioned it's quite similar what we are doing in company and in systems to what I have to do to develop the project. So far, I don't have a very grounded idea of what it's going to look like, but it's taking shape little by little. And also sightseeing a little bit,
Hmm.
uh, taking
Yeah.
that advantage that I don't have many other tasks to do over the week to be able to see the city, to learn how to use the metro,
Hmm.
and learning how to cook using Japanese ingredients.
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. So could you talk a little bit more about your project that you're talking about? What kind of project and what you want to do? Maybe
Mhm.
this relates to your future aspirations.
Yeah, yeah, sure, for sure. The JACA program that I am part of is a new program that is being developed. It's called Ninja, Next Innovation in Japan,
Ninja. Okay,
and Ninja.
I like it.
Um, and the purpose of it is to develop the innovation ecosystems in other countries.
Hmm.
And the project that I am proposing is related to developing this ecosystem back in the town that I am from, in
Hmm.
Salamanca.
Samaka. Okay.
There is a huge industrial zone in the state, petrochemical,
Hmm.
manufacturing, and a little bit of textiles and agriculture. And this industry has not been properly regulated over the years since it was established. And the river that cross Salamanca is the most polluted zone in the country.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
my project goes in regard of an ecosystem that will help the city to get rid of all of that pollution.
Hmm.
Uh, so far, what I've been thinking to to do is to learn more about circular economy, circular
Hmm.
production,
Hmm.
offer that kind of services back home to the industries, training for the college students, and that part of the business will be where the revenue will come from.
Hmm.
And in parallel, research on innovation technologies that will allow the ecosystem to be recovered. So far in Mexico, there have been a few research in that regard that are turning to see the nature as a solution.
Hmm.
I don't know if you remember this cycle that we saw at SciTech about how technology was being developed and going to digital, and in the future it will go back to
Yes,
nature.
yes. Yeah, Cynic series.
And
Yeah.
yes, yes, that
Eh,
one. And that's something that it's actually happening. There
mm,
is a company in Guanajuato that is developing some kind of um, street lights that are
streetlights. Oh.
energized
Mm,
through an algae. That
mm,
algae consumes carbon dioxide and
mm.
generates oxygen at the same time, then creating a electrical current to fill the light streets. So that's one of the
Could you give me
cases.
the name of the company?
I can look for it because I don't remember it from the
Ah,
top of
okay.
my head and send it to
Could
you.
you send it to me later? I just want
Sure,
to take a look at it and maybe can put the link on the Spotify and YouTube
sure, I
maybe
will.
channel.
I will.
Yeah,
And
that sounds
also
interesting. Yeah.
they are researching fungus that it's able to consume petroleum residues to try cleaning the water from petroleum spillage or the waste from industries. So
Mm,
I see the future that it's turning to nature to bring solutions to the problem that we have. And that's what I would like
mm.
to work
So
to
it sounds
work
like
with
not
industries. Yep.
Salamanca is not suffering only from air pollution, but like water pollution or like all the
And soil pollution as well.
many
Yeah.
ways of pollutions.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
That's the case. It's one of the
Hmm.
most polluted cities in the country.
Hmm. I see. And you also interested in, I think, in public education system, and so you're
Yeah.
combining that at your interest and how to cope with pollution, like mixed together and
Hmm.
think about the innovation. Is that sort of like
Yes.
that direction?
Yeah. That's
Mm,
right. I have some experience teaching in college. I think from high school, I have been volunteering as well as a mentor for people looking for their diplomas. And I work as a teacher for a couple of years.
mm,
So I really enjoy being in front of a classroom. So that's part of the future plan to give this kind of lectures regarding circular innovation and circular production, both at the industries and academias.
mm. Wow, interesting. So currently, while you're in Shizenkan, are you also looking for some kind of like connection with Japanese like corporates that has maybe like materials that could
Yeah,
be
yeah,
used for pollution-proof
that's
product?
part of the plan.
Mm,
Japan has a lot of experience with
mm,
these topics, with circular economy, and
yeah, yeah.
also with the recovery of industrial zones that were heavily polluted.
Mm,
One of the best examples is in the north of Kyushu that the industrial zone was polluting one of the rivers, and I think within
yes,
5
yes.
years the city was able to recover it. But there are a couple more examples over the country that I want to learn from them because it is not only regarding the technology that you might have in order to solve the problem,
Mm,
but
yes.
how to engage industries
Mm,
in following that policy
mm,
because at the end of the day it's an investment and not many industries are willing to do it if they are not forced to. That's part of the knowledge that I want to get. And also in Guanajuato, there
mm.
are some Japanese industries, Nisa, no, not Nisa, Matsuda, Honda,
Matsuda. Okay.
Toyota,
The car
and some other
manufacturer.
minor industries that are
Mm,
providers to them.
mm,
So having that kind of connection with the Japanese industries and knowing how they work will
mm,
make it easier for me going back home and working with these industries following the same guidelines.
mm. So, are you picturing your future image as like founder of NGO, NPO, or some kind of
NGO. yeah.
Okay, something like
Yes,
that. Nice.
I see myself founding a company. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure if MPO, I'm still quite new to all this world. And I don't
Mm,
totally understand what's the difference between NGO and MPO. I know what
mm,
the letters means, but I don't
yeah.
understand the implication behind each of them.
Mm,
So
mm,
I so far only know that I would like to have a company that works on that regard.
mm, mm. Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting. So your probably project in Shizenkan is also aligned with your current project in your
Mhm.
future,
Yeah, yeah.
and you're looking at
That's the
each
plan.
courses through those like eyes and those
Hmm.
ideas.
Yeah, how can I apply what I am learning in
Mm,
real time to the project that I have?
mm, mm. Well, very practical. Yeah, nice. Mm,
So, yeah.
exciting. Wow. I, until I asked this question, I did not know your future plan and your passion.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I'm glad that we're having conversation today, and I'm learning from you about these stories. Yeah, it's great.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yes.
Hmm. So yeah, I think there's many corporate corporate people in Japanese class and also English class, the Japanese students that probably get interested to have discussion with you about, you know, for a better
Hmm.
environment in Mexico. Do you find like communicating with Japanese big corporate people a little bit different from your home country people? Like I don't know, name card exchange or I don't those ritual
Oh,
things, or is it
um,
totally no problem? Having communication with them. Do you find any difficulties?
it's a little bit difficult for me, but I don't think it's regarding uh, being different in Mexico, but in my field of expertise. I have seen people in business sharing
Hmm.
the contact cards, but where I was working, that there was no need for that kind of things. Um, Probably, I'm not sure why, but I have never used a contact card for myself. I can never give
Hmm.
it to anyone, and
Yeah.
it
So
was
sorry.
something funny.
Those name cards are like small things. What I wanted to meant was I think being the founder of NGO NPO is
Mhm.
that I think requires you to be a salesperson,
Yeah.
sales of your ideas, sales of your product, sales of dream to employees. So being a good sales is, I think, a key to success of your vision. And the key point of being good sales is understanding the clients and understanding other stakeholders, like mindset,
Hmm.
things like that. So yeah, maybe I thought maybe
Yeah,
I could be a
I
help
agree.
to um, explain, how they the mindset of like Japanese corporate people are, things like that.
Hmm.
It's probably different
Yeah,
from other part of the world.
hmm, and that's part of what I need to learn how to be a salesman, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
It's something totally different from what I'm used to do. How to understand corporates and learn how to be able to shift from one way of thinking to another. Because in this case, we're talking about differences between Mexico and Japan, but that will apply to probably any other environment. So how to be flexible on that regard is something that I need to understand and learn how to use it.
Thanks for sharing your story. So now moving on to much lighter. topics.
Hmm.
So sightseeing, where is your like favorite place to go in Tokyo so far, or outside of Tokyo is also fine.
Okay. I have visited a few cities over Japan. I think my favorite is Fukuoka.
Fukuoka. Okay.
It's,
Wow. Yeah. Mm.
it's a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
probably
Winter
right
season.
now it's not the best. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not the best time for visiting Fukuoka, but I'm quite excited to go over there on the summer.
Hmm.
There are beautiful places to go swimming, and the food is really good. The city is so lively, and I really love Fukuoka.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I also enjoy other more natural places. A couple of weeks ago, I went close to Takao-san. There was a
Takao-san. Yes. Yeah.
matsuri happening over there with the golden leaf trees.
Hmm.
I was not able to go up to climb the mount because I was not aware there was a mount over there. I was only going for the matsuri.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I will have as a goal for next year to go climb. Well, take the cable car and then climb the rest of
Yeah. Yeah.
of Takao-san, and then coming back to the Matsuri. That's
Hmm.
something that I really want to do next year. Um, Also, probably I like the city as well. Just wandering around and finding any other place that is quite interesting. Last week I found by chance the Edo Museum, and they
Hmm.
have a beautiful representation of an Edo city in the basement. So you have the traditional building of all the houses and how it was distributed. Probably those are so far my favorite spots over
Which
here.
museum did you say?
The Edo Museum,
Edo Museum. Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I've never been there, but the building is already very Edo. No, it's very
yeah,
unique, weird
yes.
shaped building.
And I found that just by chance. I was not looking for it, but I was wandering around the city.
So I've been asking to other people also, but, like book of the year or like that, or like drama of the year or like those
Mhm,
contents of the year for you that you
mhm.
want to maybe recommend for Shizenkan class to read or watch or listen to. Do you have anything in
Mm,
mind?
okay. I'm just taking up the habit of reading this year. I lost it for quite a couple years before. And probably the book that I have enjoyed the best this year is called A Notebook from Ghana.
A notebook from Ghana.
Uh, yes,
Hmm.
it's the story of a kid that was living in Ghana before the conflict started, and how he was experiencing the the start of it until he was rescued. Now he's a refugee, I think, in England. It's a really short book, but it gives you some perspective, I will
Hmm.
say. And another one that I'm currently reading, but it's for those of the Shizenkan students that are not related to this background of administration and economy, will be anything related to economy.
Hmm.
I'm currently reading Cultura economy, one in Spanish,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I'm learning a lot of things that you might not be aware they existed and are kind of the basic background for this part of the science, economic science.
Hmm. Interesting. Well, I think I'll go check both of them. Wow. So you read book in Spanish, of course, but maybe some
Um,
in English. also?
Some in English, some in Spanish.
Some in Spanish.
It more depends on how can I found them. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to learn anything related to Shizenkan in English
Hmm.
because if I read them in Spanish, I will have to translate all the terms to English
Yeah.
for the classes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's better use of time to go straight to the English version.
Hmm. If you want to consume a book, how do you find one? Is it through Amazon, or do you go to like certain bookstore that have English
For
editions?
for the Shizenkan books, I have been reading them in Amazon in the kind of app.
In Amazon. Oh, I see. Wow,
Yeah, but
convenient.
I prefer physical books.
Ah, me too. Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah, completely.
they are
I
expensive and
tried
harder
I
to
tried
obtain.
Kindle. Yeah, I tried
Yeah.
Kindle and iPad. It
Hmm.
didn't come into my head.
Hmm.
I couldn't read.
Okay. Okay. It works for me to have the Kindle app on the smartphone.
Hmm.
I was always forgetting to carry my Kindle around, so it didn't work.
Yeah, I have one important question that I wanted to ask.
Hmm.
So so your background is STEM and also mechanical engineer,
Hmm.
and now how do you see the coming wave of AI changing the society or changing your work style, lifestyle, everything? And what change that you think will occur in the near future, or your prediction? Any prediction is fine. How you see this? I'm very curious.
Hmm. Even though AI is a huge tool that we can use nowadays, I think that it's going to be as any other tool that we have had in the past.
Hmm.
I had a conversation with my mother a few months ago when on the news they were saying that drones managed by AI will make the work in the farms
Hmm.
that 20 people or 40 people will be required to be done. And my mom asked me, but now what are those 40 people going to do?
Hmm.
And that very question, I am sure that arose when the robots came into the industry. The
Hmm.
robots are doing the work that many other people were doing back then. And when the computers came, was the same situation. I don't think it's going to be a bigger change in the lifestyles than any of the other technological advantage, where we have to adapt to it, learn how to use it for our advantage, and it will require the society to have more specialized jobs. That's for sure. Um, Still, I don't think it will drastically change how we live.
Hmm.
The improvement or the trend already exists since last century, and we are just following it up.
Hmm. All right. Well, I think that's very grounded view of AI and humanity after all. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts. So, so my last question or request would
Mhm.
be if you have anyone in the classroom, or could be outside of the classroom,
Mhm.
that you want to recommend or suggest to for this podcast. Could you name
Um,
one or two people?
sure, sure. Um, I already told about this question because I was watching Ahmed's video, and I have three recommendations. Um,
Thank you.
the first one is Arwa.
Arwa, yeah, okay.
Uh, yeah, she has been engaged in class conversation most of the time.
Hmm.
Working with her in the groups, it's really uh, it's great because she's really organized and it's
Hmm.
always taking the team on a uh, in that direction to achieve the goal. I think she's a great option
Hmm.
for the
Hmm.
interview. The second one will be Suat.
So okay.
Uh,
Hmm.
I think she has a lot of experience in business. Uh, as I was talking a little bit with her in that
Hmm.
regard. And the third option will be Haruka.
Haruka. Ah.
She's really passionate, hardworking, and I think it will give a different point of view than Ahmed's and mine,
Hmm.
as she's from Japan. And um,
Yes.
I think those will be my recommendations.
Okay. Well, great. Thank you for your great recommendations. I'll talk to them and try to be on the show. Thank you.
It will be great, I'm sure.
All right. Thank you. Is there any, I don't know, questions to me or any comments or requests to listeners? Maybe listeners are probably, Shidenka people mainly. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so. Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to talk about this.
Thank you is all mine.
I'm
Thank you.
I'm a little bit probably shy or more introvert, and it's harder for me to get closer to people. But this is a great opportunity to to be known by the class. Thanks for that opportunity.
Mm.
I would like to have uh, a different format in this kind of conversation with you. It was this format of interview is really interesting.
Mm.
Probably we can explore something more like a talk. I was reading your student profile as well, and I had a couple of questions. You have been studying. I'm not sure if Catholic, but at least religious name at schools for a while, and
Mm. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a little bit curious about that regard. And having some time to chat would be really nice. And probably a message for the classmates. I don't know what could it be. I have so much to learn from all of all of you, and I hope to see you at this podcast in the future to know more about either your personal and your professional lives.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for all the comments. Yeah. Great. And one small request from me is probably I think since you have very unique perspective and including your background and how you see things, and your writing was I think great. Again, the reflection papers. So
Okay,
I want to hear from you in the class a little bit more, maybe.
I will
You know,
try.
make
Yes,
some comments.
that's
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think that would um, add more value and learnings to the class. So yeah,
yeah.
small request from me.
I will do my best. Thank you. Thank you for the show.
Yeah, don't take it as a pressure, but yeah, that's more request.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time. Thoughts and your future plans. Was great. Okay. So this is for listeners. Thank you for listening. Please send me feedback through YouTube or Spotify or any media, or of course at the classroom. And please hit that follow or subscribe button to become a member of this talk room and not miss the updated episode. Okay, thank you for listening. And again, Tom, thank you for joining and see you in the next class.
we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Yeah.